All right, welcome everybody to a Saturday pop-up lesson. Talk about this jazz chord toolbox I've been working on. I've done one in the key of F for members, but also we're going to talk about these charts. I think it's going to really help you out. So I kind of focused in on this just one of these one of these files in this folder here. So all of my academies and members, I'm going to put the link in the chat here in just a minute. And then if you're not a member, that's okay. If you want to screenshot, of course, any of these, I'll try to make them available to you. But here's what we're doing. Let's talk about this one chart. I think it's really important to know your major scales when we're talking about spelling out chords. So like if I'm in the key of C and I want to play a 1 chord, I need to know C major, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so this goes for any key. Whenever you're trying to spell jazz chords, you want to make sure that you know your major scales, and that's why I did put this scale sheet as well in the folder. So as you learn this, you need to know you're not only learning your technique, but C major, no sharps, no flats. So that if I say your chord formula left to right is 3, 6, 9, 5 root, that's a simple major voicing for C majors. The bass player's doing his thing, and you do 3, 6, 9, 5 root. You can also do 3, 6, 9, 5, 7. And I want to show you how this relates to this chord right here. If somebody's in the chat and you enjoy this stream and these things that I'm teaching, I would love for you to say hello in the chat. Right now it's 1 like on this video, and this is the like that I gave myself. All right, so this chart right here, very thankful for our members. So one of my good friends, Ted, we created this just one piece of the chord toolbox puzzle, and you had this idea of C major 7. So if you look at the top thing, it says, all right, whatever key we're in, and all 12 keys are listed, you have C major 7, and you say, okay, the key of C, and in the key of C, the 2 chord is going to be minor, and it says on your chart D minor 7, D, F, A, C. And so you put a straight up, I'm sorry, I played a D minor 9, D minor 7, D, F, A, C. And this is kind of your shortcut, but it actually is very helpful as you learn your chords within each key. They're called diatonic 7th chords, and that's what we're going to talk about in this particular thing. What is up, Memphis? Memphis, on first today. I feel like I need to do a standing O for you, Memphis. Good to see you. I think this chart is helpful. And I hope you like it. I'm going to just click on it, Memphis, and I'll give you access. You're a faithful YouTube member, and love having you as a part of the team. Let me. What I'll do, guys, is I'm going to check my email as we're doing this lesson, so I can add you guys. So I'll just keep it open and just click on it, and you'll get access to that Memphis. And let me see. Okay, so here we go. So diatonic 7th chords are chords within the key, the 7th chord. So I go C, D, E minor, F, G, A, B half diminished. And this is important because as you learn these chords and even these chord shortcuts, watch this. When I go to the 4 chord of the major key is F major 7, so we have F, A, C, E. And we know that you can do these tricks like a D, you put a D in the bass, go up a minor 3rd and play F major 7. That gives you a beautiful D minor 9. I finally got some good sleep last night. I don't think I'm awake yet. All right, so Memphis, who is a proud member of the YouTube channel, thank you, Memphis. I always love your input, and I love your song, by the way. I hope you like your song. I reference it quite a bit when I'm playing the blues and teaching the blues, and I'm going to make you a viewer of this. It's so nice on a Saturday to do a pop-up lesson because it's nice and relaxed. There's George. George is a proud member of the YouTube channel. And I'm going to add you, George. Good to see you, George. I see you in the chat. And Jeffrey, the most consistent man at iMusicAcademy. Are we at 7 likes already? That would be amazing if we are. Okay, so back to this idea. If I'm doing D minor 7, and I literally play this shortcut right here. Now, even this right here, And notice that I'm going up and down with this chord shape, right? So you have E minor 9. Listen how nice that is. Hey, Hugh, good morning. Good to see you, Hugh. Awesome, Hugh. It's good to see you again. I've been missing you on the streams that you haven't been able to be here, but so glad that you're here. So, Hugh, go ahead and you're going to want this folder as well. And very thankful for our YouTube channel members. You guys are amazing. Let's see. I think that you guys, I think our YouTube channel members must get notified that I'm live, because it's good. It's really cool to have you guys here. But notice how I'm practicing this one thing. We talk about sitting on a voicing, and this is for everybody. Like, how nice is it just to say, all right, for an F, and I go up a minor third, and I play a major 7 voicing. And so even this right here, I just kind of move it around. Like maybe I want to go in whole steps, and you hear this in a lot of jazz tunes and all kinds of tunes where you just go up by half steps and go up and down by whole steps. But I'm sitting on the voicing. I'm just listening to the sound. I'm getting my hand in this shape. Notice that my fingering is 1, 2, 3, 5. And we're just on the very first chord here we're talking about. This jazz toolbox that I'm creating, I've created one in the key of F. Now I'm doing one that has some really amazing voicings, but there are also important things you need to know related to our diatonic 7th chords. When I say that, a diatonic 7th chords, I'm talking about chords within the key. So C major 7 is diatonic 1, 3, 5, 7 of the key of C major. When I do this D minor, it's still diatonic chords within the key of C, so notice it's still all white notes, but now it's a minor 7 chord. And I go 1, flat 3, 5, flat 7 of the D minor scale, and then the E minor 7 is 1, flat 3, 5, flat 7 of the E major scale. Then F major is 1, 3, 5, 7 of the F major scale. G7 is 1, 3, 5, flat 7 of the G major scale, which normally has 1 sharp. A minor is 1, flat 3, 5, flat 7 of the A major scale, which has 3 sharps. And B half diminished is 1, flat 3, flat 5, flat 7 of the B major scale, which has 5 sharps. So this is so important because I want to show you this. As I learn these diatonic 7th chords, I could practice like this. I'm going to go, it's C major first. I'm going up and down. I could just come down. Okay, that's one thing I can do, but I also want to show you, just like we have this trick right here, of if you're playing D minor and you go up a minor third and you play an F major 7, that is a really awesome shortcut. Another thing I could do is, notice that I said a B minor 7 flat 5. What happens if I take this chord and I say, all right, that's B minor 7 flat 5, and what is it over, you can, with all of these chords, you can do, let me show you a simple way to do it before I jump into half diminished. If I do an E minor 7, and then I go down, I said that if you go up a minor third and you play a major 7 voicing, you have a beautiful C minor 9 voicing. I'm showing you a bunch of shortcuts right now for this very top line of one chart. Okay, so we played the major 7. Now watch this. If I go up to a major third and play a minor voicing, now I have a C major 9. Isn't that cool the way you do that? So here I am, I play E minor 7. And I have a C major 9, F minor 7, F sharp minor 7. And I play F sharp minor 7. G minor 7. Listen how pretty that is. For F, I just play F minor 7. I have that nice trick. Now if I go down a half step, I have F minor 9. I love to experiment with weird sounds. All right, here we go. C major 9. Now, even this, what did I do right here? So watch this. If I play a root and a flat 7 of A major, go up a minor third and play major 7 voicing. Listen how nice that is right there. It's an A minor 9 chord. And if I go right here and I go, So I want you guys to see another very important thing. As we learn these tricks where you say G and you go up a major third and play a minor 7 voicing, that gives you a G major 9. But another thing that we do in jazz especially is you want to spend time not doubling all of our notes. So right here I went here, there's my C major 9. A minor 9. And I'm going to go, instead of playing the G twice, I'm just going to do an open voicing. I'm going to leave off my middle finger. Now watch this. I made a D7 flat 9. And listen to that right there. How nice is that? I could have gone, I like the 6-9 sound. Now this, watch this. Or even better. Or so as we learn these ideas of these shortcuts, you're going to start leaving out some notes, like the one I just did. I said, yes, you can go root flat 7 of A and play C major 7, and you have this right here. But it's so nice to make it a little more open by leaving off that G on the top. And here, instead of going to D13, I did a flat 9. And listen to the voice leading of that. So what I'm demonstrating right there is nothing. I literally am thinking right hand melody note. And I went kind of off on a little tangent, but the goal was not to like throw everyone for a loop. The goal for that is I'm telling you guys over and over, I'm always thinking melody. Ba, ba, da, da, ba, da, 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 da. Right? Just thinking melody, 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 no matter what. And you can almost make any chord work. All right, let's go back to these PDFs. And let's talk about fun ways to continue to make these sound good. me check the chat before I keep talking and make sure you guys understand that. The first thing I want you to know about this particular chord chart on this toolkit is you have D minor 7, and just learn it as it is. D minor 7, G 7, and then C major 7. So it's literally getting these chord shapes down. 1, 2, 3, 5, same thing for G. And then 1, 3. And what's really nice about these things is then you can start doing things like this. If I go, instead of D, I'm going to use that trick we did, and now I'm have this 2, and then my middle finger goes down. That gives me the 5 chord. Now watch, E minor gives me the 1, and then I can do this, which is a G half diminished. I can put this shape down G half diminished over my A chord. I want to talk about that for just a second. This is life-changing musically, everyone. Pay attention to this part. So we have D minor 9. How beautiful is that? Then to get from a D minor 9 to the G13, all you do is lower your middle finger. And then watch this. Now I'm going to go C major, and I've just played E minor. I go up a major third and play E minor. Now watch what happens here. To go to the 6th chord, I'm going to do this voicing right here. And all that is me thinking down a whole step and then playing a G half diminished chord. It's not a G diminished, it has a major third on top. So now I'm thinking da, da, da. Remember, I think melody all the time. Da, 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 da. So even as I'm doing these melody ideas, I'm still thinking this. Ba, middle finger down. And here, I can listen to this. C major with an E minor in the bass. How pretty is that? Ba, and this, I can go diminished if I want to, A7, or I can think G half diminished. Okay, I want to give you another tip, but before I do, I can't believe we're still on the first line. I have about, I don't know how many charts I have in this one folder, but it's going to really help you guys. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. George, I love the fact that you say all the time that, you know, you're having your cup of coffee, and I love that because I do the same thing, and we have a lot of coffee drinkers on this morning. And so you guys say something in the chat so I know it's not just me here. This is my pajama morning here. I'm just enjoying hanging out with you guys. We're about to go through a different chart in this folder, but I wanted to show you guys why you learn these major, even these major seventh chords within the key, diatonic. So one thing you can practice doing, and I'll show you this again, but if you want to learn this, that's right. Yep. Ted is an amazing friend, and he's been out for a while, but when Ted first helped me create this, it's not just this, it's rootless voicings. You see how they're both in there, George? They're two really in-depth things. We haven't even got to the second one yet, but we're going to get there in just a second. But before we go on to the next thing, I want to show you this. We have this, George. We have whatever key you're in, and this is important. The reason I put the major scale chart is because now if I'm learning the diatonic seventh chords in the key of G major, we know that G major has one sharp, F sharp. So as I go up, watch this. You You see how that works, George? I'm thinking G major here, and which G major only has one sharp, that F sharp. So as I go up, I can easily get to those. And then all of our rules still apply, right? We know that if on a G chord, I can go G major 7, go up a major third from G, and now we have this minor 7 voicing. Right? Isn't that nice how you say, all right, I'm going to learn my major 7th, my diatonic 7th chords. G major, and there's my shape right here. And I go G, A, B minor, because I needed that F sharp, C major. And I'm just doing it over a G pedal right now. Now here, D7, minor, half diminished. And even as you're improvising, you go, so even on this C chord, I'm thinking this. And even through this whole thing right here, when I'm on that C, I can think G diatonic. I'll do it again. And here's what's so nice about this, George, is that as I just mentioned that if you are not playing an A minor 7, and we know the trick, we can go up and play, we can go up a minor third and play a major voicing. Now we have A minor 9, and we said we could leave off the double. So I could literally, over an A minor, just think C major, everything C major. Actually, I needed my F sharp there. Right? We have this. Hey, real quick, everybody say hey to Diego. Diego is promised. Diego, go ahead and select, you're a student of mine, as well as my assistant. Right, Diego? Go ahead and click on the link to get these charts here. And we're on the first chart. I'm kind of embarrassed to say we're still on the first chart. But as I do with everything, I tell you guys to sit on a voicing. Like all we're doing in this context right here is, I'll go back to C major. I go C major, D minor, E, F major, G7, A minor, B half diminished, and C again. And you want to practice. Right? And then you start using your shortcuts. For C, I can go up a third and play a minor voicing. Listen how pretty that C major is. Okay, so George likes the pedal point. I would agree with you. Let's go back to G and as we're doing this right here, Vance, you can't request for access to this without saying hello in the chat first. That's illegal. You'll be in court for that. Hey, everyone, I need you guys to know I had a lesson with Vance. As you guys remember that my dad was, who is a member of everything, of course, that's what dads do. And he gifted Vance a couple of lessons, and we had our first lesson yesterday, and Vance is quite the musician. And we had I had an absolute blast teaching Vance. And what I would say about Vance is we have some things that we're working on too to continue his awesomeness on the piano. But one thing about Vance is he's really soaking in this material. And right away, I knew that he has been doing his homework. So he's getting it all down, and I love it. So Vance, keep going with that. And now that you said hello in the chat, I'll give you access to this folder, which is crazy. So I'm creating this jazz piano toolkit, and as I've been saying lately, if you're not a member of anything, that's absolutely fine. But if you would like these charts, and this one folder is loaded, and anybody who makes any donation to the channel, you can do a super chat, whatever. You can do PayPal if you prefer that. But I want to give you access to this chart. And if there's ever a financial need, I say this all the time, if there's ever a financial need, somebody let me know and let me help you. Let me figure something out. But if there's a real if there's a real financial need, I always want to make sure everybody has the opportunity to study music. And for me, on my end, I love to teach you guys, and I appreciate very much the support of the channel. Okay, so as we go through this, we're about to change charts. But before we do, I want to talk about something that George mentioned. When I first was learning about playing the piano and figuring things out, I didn't know that you could, go up even diatonic seventh chords. Like, that sounds actually quite amazing, just to go up and down. So it sort of takes out the guesswork of when you're playing within the key of G major, all those are going to work. If I'm a G major and maybe I want to play the 5 chord over that, maybe I want to go D. Oh, thank you very much, Vance. Maybe I want to play the B minor. If I play B minor 7 over that, which is a part of this key, there's B minor 7. It gives me a G major 9 right away. And I'm really hearing this minor 7 up to the 4 chord of G. See, you hear how it lifts, right? Again, I'm hearing it again. I'm going to do it over the C chord. I'm going to do it. I love that sound. I'm going to go. Now, I'm going to do it on E. So you hear how I'm doing, like I'm just painting whatever is going on in our mind, but I'm using these tools here. If I'm thinking G major and I just do a G pedal, it's just George drinking his cup of coffee, he likes the G pedal. So one way you're going to practice this is we know that G major is our scale, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, and we learn that. And then you say our diatonic chords are going to be shapes. G major, the 1 chord of G, 1, 3, 5, 7. Minor 7 is going to be the 2nd chord. B minor 7, C7. D7 is the 5 chord. It doesn't even sound like, it doesn't sound like this. You know, it doesn't sound like a basic D7. It just sounds like a G major. Right? It's got the 11th in there. but it's got a ninth and then the major 7 in the root. And now what do I have there? That's my G major with the 6th note, half diminished. So now I want to experiment. And remember, when you think of me, you think of what I say over and over is melody. I think melody. Even my I'm sure you guys probably figure out that my improvisations, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But regardless, I'm doing melody. I'm thinking, da. So I'm going to go, da. And I'm going to stay within the rules. Again, the rules meaning I'm just going to do diatonic 7th chords right now. And now I'm going to change to C, but still stay in within the rules. How about this? I'm going to go... Are you guys see what I'm doing, right? Listening while you're cleaning your attic. It sounds like an attic blues. Not an attic blues, but an attic blues. Okay. Are you guys enjoying this lesson? 11 likes. Jeffrey, let me tell you guys about Jeffrey. Jeffrey is the most consistent man at iMusicAcademy. He's on everything, and Jeffrey is the likes minister as well. He lets me know. On my end, it says I have 1 like. Vance, I asked Vance during our lesson, I'm like, Vance, you're great musically. You're hilarious on the streams. And where did you come up with your words? And he's a man of the, he's the poet that lets you know it. And he says like a bad episode of Hoarders up here. Does sound like a blues, doesn't it? Yeah, Jeffrey's the best. All right, now watch this, everyone. Does that help anyone out to start thinking about diatonic 7th chords? Let's change the chart now. I've been doing this stream for a while now. So inside this one, you've got your jazz loop. We've got this right here, which this is nothing. Now let me make sure you guys can see this. Let's see, since I'm changing chart, I hate the delay, but it just is what it is. Yeah, I want to make sure you guys can see this because we have some people that aren't members, and I want to make sure they have access to see if they want to screenshot this or whatever. And as I said, any donation that you guys give, I'll give you access to that. And I would just say whatever you decide to give, you can give, and you can get that. Okay, so watch this. I'm going to pull this up a little bit so it's in the window. So as we do this, even this chart right here, I'm about to go on it to a different chart, but this idea that I just mentioned, 2, 5, and 1. So you can do a 6, 9, 5 here, but this idea in the jazz world of practicing this one bass line, we're just doing this as a loop, where I go walk up the scale, and then you go down the octave and walk up the scale. That's why it's good to know our scales. And now I'm thinking triad, now I'm thinking, and you get this chord shape down, and now you can focus in on the pattern of the left hand. And then you can do this. I'm just doing like Ray Charles, one of our ideas. For Vance. And then go back to your chord. Now, related to the left hand, I want to tell you guys something really important. As I play this bass line that's written here, and I go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 5, 4, 3. As I walk up the scale, notice that I'm thinking about the scale as I go up. I'm thinking G7 right here, so that it's the notes of the scale. And I'm developing some muscle memory here, right? I'm getting this down, and then this the triad, and then it's the sixth chord. And this is important because sometimes if I'm improvising, I'll do this, 2, 3, 4, and then I go, sometimes I might go 2, 3, 2, 1, 5, 2, 1, which 5, 2, 1 is a very important thing, just like you guys have inside your folder of Chord Academy, this idea right here, right, where you go 5, 2, 1, you're building up muscle memory for any key. And once you do that, then you focus on, I'm not even thinking about my left hand, I'm just thinking of the sound, and I'm thinking about the mind. I can think of the right hand. Or we could go. If we were going to the one chord, we'd have to think of C there. Okay, but you guys get it. You learn these ideas, and then you can mix and match your bass lines, and then it's just a sound you're looking for. Like sometimes I want to hear this sound where I walk up the scale, ba boom 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 boom, 2, 3, and 4, ba ba. Sometimes I want to hear this 1 da 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 da. Sometimes I want to hear. Sometimes I want that little step. What a great loop right there. Ba bo dee da da. And now I'm going to go back to the other one. And the way you're going to get it is not by changing bass line. It's focusing on one bass line, one idea, and getting it down, okay? All right, and then you'll start to notice that it becomes automatic. Muscle memory is huge in all of this. And that's kind of why we're starting off today's lesson with our diatonic seventh chords, is because notice that this is all a shape. 5, 3, 2, 1 in my right hand, and then if we learn our major scales, we can make all this make sense. All right, let's keep going down the list here. Then another thing I wanted to show you guys is this PDF right here. Now this, hey, somebody put Game Changer in the chat, or GC for Game Changer. So what I do here is I love to teach you guys this idea, and I did this on every key, okay? So in every key, I love for you to be able to know what you're doing on the way up and the way down. Like when I play C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, I want to say C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. And a long time ago, I thought, you know, we talk about playing the scale and saying the scale. It seems like people talk about, oh, the C major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. But nobody usually thinks of C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, right? And they go, right? The scale going down. So I had this whole system that I came up with of where you go up and down using rhythm, using these commas, where you go C, D, E, F, and you get that into your brain. C, D, E, F, C, D, E, F. I put a comma. C, D, E, F. Separates the two, G, A, B, C, G, A, B, C, G, A, B, C. And then I get it, put it together, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and I actually do it in a rhythm as well. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Then I reverse it. C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. If you guys understand that, put got it in the chat. And the important thing is, that's right, game changer incoming. As we come down the scale, I want you to be able to improvise, knowing C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, whatever you're doing. Now, there are times, like if I'm playing something a really fast line, I'm not thinking every note. I'm thinking of a sound. Oscar Peterson, I remember in one of his documentaries, he was saying he thinks of something as a destination. Like if I'm here, or if he was doing this, he's thinking of the whole thing as an idea. If he's doing a run or something, he's thinking of like where he starts and where he ends, and as a whole shape. I think like that too, just not on the same level as Oscar Peterson. Okay, so let's continue. Jeffrey, our likes minister, says we are at 12 likes. Okay, so let's go on to a different PDF here. They're all in there, and let me check the email just to see if anybody else from our YouTube channel has requested the folder. All right, I'll put it in here again just in case we have some other people like Hugh. I want to make sure Hugh gets this as well. I don't know if Hugh's still in the chat or not. Man, it's good to have Hugh back. He missed a lesson or two. By the way, don't anybody ever feel bad about missing our lessons, pop-up lessons, weekly lessons. When I say I miss you, I just look forward to seeing you guys. So that's all it is. You never have to feel like you have to catch up. All right, now here we go. Let's go over another thing. So I love that right there. I think that's very helpful. The rootless voicing chords. All right, now let's go ahead and talk about this one. Now, yeah, shout out to Ted. I mean, when we were doing this and he would send me these versions of this, I'm like, Ted, that's perfect, but try this. And he was on it. I mean, what he did is amazing. So exactly what I just showed you guys. Your root voicing, C major, is C, E, G, B, right? And we know that if you go up here, a major third up, and you play E, G, B, D, it gets you that C major 9. And that's what this shortcut is about right here. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you something else here. If you go up C major 9 with the root, and you do this, that gives you, that's like your G, let me see, so he called that the G minor 6 with a B, and I would just say that it's still, all this is an inversion of the chord right there, okay? So let's talk about that. This one chart right here, that's saying, okay, C major, but here's our shortcut. You go up to the third, and you do E minor 7. Okay, so then E minor 7 in any inversion is going to give us a C major 9. If you understand that, put God in the chat. So important. The crazy thing is that he also did this for our minor as well, our minor 7. So we have C minor, you go up a minor third, and we have C minor. You need a beautiful, lush voicing for C minor? Put an E flat in there. E flat major 7 voicing. I use those all the time. Like I want a good C minor voicing. In fact, from Perdido, when you hear that, that's minor 7. Right there, that chord right there. Yeah, isn't that nice? Yeah, even in the attic, that sounds good, doesn't it, Vance? Vance, you need to dust off your chords, okay? All right, George has got it. We need to make all kinds of some attic references in the rest of the stream. Yeah, awesome. Everybody say hey to Bill. Bill, thank you for being an all access member. Bill, you need to to click the link in the description here, and let's get you added to this folder. This is a jazz piano toolbox that I'm getting for you guys. So you guys have this idea of this scale sheet. This is not my scales book. This is an addition. This is getting the CBAG FEDC. Bill, these are not even in the membership yet. These are, you just need to click the link. All right, let's talk about these rootless chords here. Actually, we were just talking about that. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because we kind of already have, but this idea, it's all listed in the chart. You want to, if you think a third up, major third of the scale and play a minor 7 voicing, it gets you a C major 9. And that's beautiful, okay? All right, Bill. And Bill's asking where the charts come. So one of my good friends who has been a student, a member, and he had to take a step away for some things he had going on. But he's a good friend, and he's actually, Ted is a famous actor. Well, maybe not like hugely famous, but he was in a famous movie. I'm not even going to tell you what it is right now. But Ted is in addition to being an actor, is a motivational speaker and a business coach and everything. He's done all kinds of things, and he's a great musician as well. But Ted, we worked on this together, and I said, I need your help, Bill, Ted, and he graciously helped write out all these charts. And so I'm now saying, all right, we need to get these out because these chord shortcuts, I teach chord shortcuts, but I only do it if I know you guys are also learning the real way to do things. In other words, I want you to know C major scale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I want you to know your chord formulas. That if I say 3, 6, 9, 5, 7, that's your C major 7 voicing. Okay, but I also want you to be able to know that if you need a quick C major 9, put a C with an E minor. Okay, are we good? All right, so let's go on. Let me just check to make sure everybody has access to this. And I can't tell if somebody joins the YouTube membership. I think I can't tell. It might show up on the chat, but let me know if you do join. And all you have to do is hit join. And as Vance has pointed out many times, it's less than it's probably a cup of coffee a month is what it comes out to be. And several of you, like Vance, are members of the elite membership inside the YouTube channel. So shout out to you guys and thank you for that. Let me get a sip of coffee. I really need to be drinking water as much as I talk. Now, Bill, since you missed this, you're gonna want to know that we did some really cool things with our diatonic 7th chords, and I want you guys. Vance says he wants shortcuts. I'm getting old. I only have limited time. No, you don't. You're a very young-looking man. All right, so keep saying Bob is cheap. That's true. I am cheap. I do love to teach, and I go way overboard, but that's because it's important, right? And we're way more, in my opinion, we're way more than just about music on this channel. And I know there are tons and tons of people out there that teach and do an amazing job, far better than me. But I think we have an awesome, awesome community. And it doesn't matter your age, your stage. We love to have everybody. And we have tons of retired people. We have a few jazz prodigies that I let be a part of things. Some younger students as well that kind of are in the background in the shadows, and we have some young guys like Diego who are just amazing guys, and so I love it. I'm cheaper than Starbucks, and twice as sweet. Vance, you never disappoint, even from the attic. Okay, now let's go over a few more things of these things. All right, now. We're talking about these chord shortcuts, and Vance loves chord shortcuts, apparently. He's the addict in the attic. He's a chord shortcut addict. All right, here, watch this. You have F, C, E, D, G. Now, we're not talking, I'm not talking chord shortcuts right now. What I want to talk about now is chord formulas for a second. If you'll allow me, these are going to be very helpful. So it's not a good idea to just try to start with like, you know, like how do you play really cool big band type voicings, do all this? No, we need to do this. Flat 3, flat 7, 9, 5, root. Now a lot of the time you don't want the roots on top, but sometimes you do. Listen how beautiful and simple this is. So this voicing right here comes right out of what we have already talked about. You put an F major with a D, and you get a D minor 9. So as I limit what I'm doing, doubling notes, it goes back to what I said earlier in the stream, is that sometimes you don't need to have doubled notes. Like I had this A here, there's no reason for me to play that A again. That's why I'm leaving that out. And now you have this nice, you see how much more open it sounds? I'll stop talking and play the two different versions. That is exactly why we leave out voicings. Listen to the difference again. Here's with both notes doubled, or the notes doubled. Okay, so watch what happens. Just like here, we do F major 7, and then you put your middle finger down and get you a G13. We're gonna do the same thing up here. The top note's gonna stay the same. Both notes are gonna stay the same. And if I want to, I can go to this C major 9, or I could go to this C major 9 with the major 7. Let me do it again. So how in the world would this come in handy? If I'm playing Take the A Train, I'm sure I'll get a copyright strike, and I go 2 and 3, and I go. But instead of playing the melody, I go 2, bum, ba da 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 da, 2, 5. We know that the most common progression in jazz is 2, 5, 1. So learning this right here, you would start to learn, okay, I'm building a D minor 9. Well, how am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to look at my major scale chart and make sure I know that how to do a D major chord, D major scale. D major scale has 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. And so when I'm doing my chord formula, left to right, it's flat 3 of the D major scale. Normally D major has an F sharp. Flat 3, flat 7, 9, 5, root. And then that, by changing one note, it takes me to my chord formula for G major. Flat 7, 3, 13, 9, 5. And then if I want to end on 3, 6, 9, 5 root of C major. So just by knowing 3 major scales, the D major scale to get the D minor 9, the G major scale to get the G13, and the C all white notes 3, 6, 9, 5, 7, or 3, 6, 9, 5, and root. Now, I'm going to show you 2 other things on this chart, and then we're going to go on to a couple more charts, and then we'll call it a day. I'm probably going to go another. Being honest, I'll probably go another 10 minutes or so in this stream, and then we'll I think I'm going to have breakfast for lunch with T-Man. I don't think he's cooking. I think my mom's cooking. Okay, so watch this. The bottom part of this is this voicing right here. These are fantastic voicings for your blues. Right, an F13. Let me check the chat. Let me see if you guys are still alive in the chat. How's everybody doing? What's the like count? I'm still showing 1. So as we're going to go to 11-10. So watch this. If I do flat 7, 3, 13, 9, 5, root. That's our F13 with our root on the top in this one. How amazing is that? So that way the bass player in an F blues is doing this. You're going to have to translate that in Memphis. So bass player's doing his thing, and I don't know why I keep doing this just because I want to. All right, he's alive and listening. Okay, now, where was I? This voicing right here, the bass, the whole tangent was about the bass player. Bass player's doing his thing, so you're up here, and 2, and 2, and 3, and 4. So you get these voicings down, and then just for fun, you can go up and down because the bass player's doing his thing. And just like a guitar player, I have some guitar players in our group as well. And sometimes on a guitar, we go up and down by half steps. You can go bum, bum, and 3, and 4, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 2, and 3, and 3, and 4, and 2, and 3, and 4, 3, and 4. All right, now here's the way we're going to end. We have 10 minutes left on this, 9 minutes left on this stream, and I want to show you guys that this chord right here is your alt chord. That's your D7 alteration. This is like the money chord right here, right, of this stream. And here, if I go D3, flat 7, sharp 9, sharp 5, flat 9, and sharp 11, you get this chord right here. Sounds crazy, like so full over a D7. And also I can go, right? And what I want you guys to know is from the standpoint of the blues, you can use this one chord and go up and down by half steps. And when you get up to here, you're here, and you get to there, that's just this same chord transposed up 3 half steps. Hey, Vance, he's up in the attic and he's alive and he's listening. Hey, blink twice if you need help, or put hashtag 2 hashtags if you need help, Vance. All right, so watch this. Notice that I went up 3 half steps, and I get used to this one shape. Another really important thing is this. I tell you guys all the time the importance of knowing this shape right here. It's the 4th voicing. G up to C up to F. You have this. And notice that my hand is in this shape right here, and I get used to this sound. And notice I'm not even moving my hand much. I'm just keeping it in this shape right here, and I go. And I'm thinking on this particular shape, I have F on the top, and I have an F13. So I know I'm on F sharp 13, G13. There's my A flat 13, which if you put, instead of the A flat, if you put a sharp 4 in the bass, you have that awesome altered voicing. So I'm going along here and I'm going, and I'm do 1 6 2 5 1 6 tritone. Actually here is the tritone voicing, and I go a G, and then the tritone. I could that's C altered, but it's also can be F sharp 13. So let me do it again. Here's the end of the blues. I go right here, 1 6 2 and 5, or 1 6 2 dominant 5. Isn't that awesome? Yes, on the tritone. Yeah, isn't that fun? Another fun thing that we talk about a lot is whenever you play a voicing, you can often change the bass note a tritone away and you get a different voicing, which we just demonstrated. If I go, all right, that right there is F 13. What happens if I play a tritone away from F? That's B. Listen. Wow. F. And I could go F 2 and 3 and then go to the B flat. So it's like I used it to, it's like going 1 2 and 3 2 and 3 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 2 and 3 2, and now I'm going to walk it down. And with Oscar Peterson, you do a major 2 often. So you have this sound where you go this G13 instead of minor, right? On the 2. All right. What a fun lesson. We have a few more minutes. Okay, so I'll check to see if anybody has requested from our academies. I know this was a pop-up lesson, an unannounced pop-up lesson. Have you guys had a good time on the stream so far? You can let me know in the chat. We have 9 people watching. I'm showing 1 like on this. George likes listening to the bass. Yeah, so we did work on some Christmas things with Vance yesterday, and one thing I like to do is show you guys how all of this relates to Christmas tunes. In other words, like how you build arrangements and how to use the material that you know to really not only survive Christmas but to thrive in your playing. Oh, and Vance, I thought about the tune. I was trying to remember what it was. Vance says the last part was above your head and you're in the attic. Well, Vance, all I have to say is you need a taller attic or shorter attic. So here's the thing. I don't know, what was the last part that I was doing? I was talking about the tritone. All right, George has enjoyed the stream. I've been really impressed with George and Bill and Memphis and Vance, Jeffrey, all you guys just showing up for all of my streams. I'm thinking you might have the bell notifications on, and I want to encourage anybody to do that. And if anybody is considering joining, just do it. And if you're not, that's okay as well. But we love new members. And the easiest way you can do it is hit join, and you can see I'm a money back guarantee kind of guy. So far, we've had since we started our YouTube channel, I want to say we had one person that I know of dropped out, and he recently signed up. So sometimes people, there are reasons that they have to re-sign up. It's not because they didn't like me or anything. But we've had a really good success rate. So I would think you would be very very blessed to see what is inside the YouTube membership. And I also support other creators. I need you guys to know that. I say it often. It's really important to be able to support people with what they do. And you guys do that beautifully with me, so thank you for that. Okay, well, I was surprised that you would go major second. Oh, okay, let's talk about that just for a second because I have a few more minutes on this stream. So if you listen to a lot of Oscar Peterson things, on the blues, he's doing this on the 6th chord, and then he goes to 2, and you have this sound. So instead of this, which works, G minor, you're going to hear this. It's a dominant sound over the 2. But what was that? Oh yeah, what was the Christmas song? It was it came upon a midnight. It came upon a midnight clear. Sorry. No, that's not it. What is the song? Oh. Then oh, hey, yeah, Vance, it's really important that you said that, and I didn't even expect this, but you just talked about the major 2, and it does that in this song. Right? It goes bum 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 ba da 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 da. Again, da dee da dee da 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 da. I'm in B flat. Now watch this. On the bridge is the 3. Bum ba bum ba da da. G minor. Ba ba da da da. C7 and then C minor. Bum ba da dee da 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 dee da da da. Bum be da. All right, so let's talk about, yeah, that's a great tune. That's the one I couldn't remember what it was. I was trying to think, what is that song? Hey, real quick, as we wind up this lesson, what are some Christmas songs that you guys want us to study? I know what I want to do and what we will do, but I want to know what you guys like. All right, anybody have any songs? You got like 2 minutes. Actually, we're over time. Rattle off. You got 1 minute to tell me Christmas songs that you guys want to do. That's a good one. And even that one idea gives me more ideas of some things I want to do. Merry Little Christmas, sure. play like this just for fun. You could do the Memphis in there. Oh, that's funny. Hey, what I love for you guys to know as we do all of this Christmas things, I love your suggestions, is that all of these ideas that we've been doing in blues and jazz work together, right? I was just joking around just then of doing and I did this. So all I'm doing is things that we already know, right? This, all of these ideas, you can have fun and do all that. Frost me, yeah. Frosty the Snow. Yeah, we'll do it. What chord am I going to end on? It's a guess. Let's see how well you guys know me. What chord am I going to end on? What chord am I going to end on? would be a C over D. Last chance. F major. All right, guys. Shout out to all my people. Thanks for making iMusicAcademy a lot of fun and special. To Memphis, shout out to Memphis. First on today. I feel like that needs to be celebrated. Good job. Sharp 11, I did. I thought I put. Maybe I didn't. Shout out. Oops, I lost it here. Let me see if what happened. I think I broke my own computer, my own screen. All right, so shout out to Memphis. First on today, let it be noted. Jeffrey, good to see you. Most consistent man at iMusicAcademy. George, thank you for being a member of Chord Academy and YouTube channel. Jeffrey, thank you for being so committed to the Likes Ministry. Hugh, and you can, if you're still here, Jeffrey, you can let me know where we ended up because I'm still showing 1. Hugh, good to see you. Always, Hugh. Thank you for being a supporter of everything. George, Diego is my assistant now. He doesn't even know it yet. Of course, Vance. And let's see if there's anybody. Bill's been so active in the chat. Awesome, guys. Memphis, everybody. All right, let me just make sure there's nobody else. Bill, Jeffrey. All right. All right. Hey, Vance, if you end up on an episode of Hoarders, you can use these chords. Okay? Just know that. And I would love to hear the music. You could design your own music. Now, that'd be a first. All right, guys. Have a good one. See you in the next one. I'm going to play you out by just doing some weird chords for a minute. Let me turn off my computer, my screen, so you guys know I'm actually going to leave. That's it, Vance. Bob, that was what you said. Yes. No buzzed driving. You were talking. Yeah, Vance, thank you. I'm going to see my dad in about 30 minutes. And let me turn on my webcam. So we were talking to Anthony yesterday, who is a trumpet player. He said he was practicing practicing buzzing his trumpet mouthpiece while he was driving, and Vance said no buzz